It's 12 o'clock, and you're watching KCCI Channel 8 Des Moines, Iowa's news leader. With Molly Cooney, Jason Hoffman, and meteorologist Mike Lozano. This is News Channel 8.
Today, Ken Starr headed back to work just one day after giving testimony before the House Judiciary Committee. But that testimony has cost him one of his top advisors. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this Friday. I'm Molly Cooney.
And I'm Jason Hoffman. Starr's testimony yesterday brought raves from congressional Republicans, but criticism from Democrats.
And that criticism also came from Starr's own office. Now, this morning, Sam Dash, ethics advisor to the special prosecutor's office, turned in his resignation. Dash says that Starr crossed the line by being an aggressive advocate for impeachment. Dash had been helping Starr for the past 4 years. Lee Cowan is in Washington. He joins us live via satellite with the latest.
Well, a protest over Ken Starr's push to impeach has left his team now one short, and it's left Ken Starr once again defending his actions. One of Ken Starr's closest confidants and a veteran of the Watergate impeachment hearings abruptly resigned his post as Ken Starr's ethics advisor this morning in protest of his boss's decision to testify before the House Judiciary Committee. In a letter, Dash told Starr, quote, "You have violated your obligations under the independent counsel statute and have unlawfully intruded on the power of impeachment." But Starr gently disagreed, saying all he did yesterday was verbally explain his written referral to Congress.
I think I had a duty to do what I did, but I certainly have the most profound respect for Sam and his very different judgment.
Dash's criticism is certainly nothing new. It even came up yesterday during Starr's marathon session before the Judiciary Committee.
Starr, your own ethics advisor, Sam Dash, is on the record stating that while your conduct in many of these respects violated no technical legal ethics rules, that conduct, and I quote, does have an odor to it.
With respect to the practice of law, I think that is a serious question. Should independent counsels do it? And I know my judgment has been called into question by some, and I think Sam was very honest. Sam said, I just don't think you should be practicing law at all.
Thank you. Thank you.
It took most of the day and deep into last night before the committee deemed it had finally finished with Starr. But soon after the Republican applause died down, the committee moved on to expand its investigation, subpoenaing 4 more witnesses, including the president's closest advisor, Bruce Lindsay, and his attorney, Bob Bennett, bringing to mind a lot of questions about attorney-client privilege. Now, despite the extensive TV coverage, the impeachment hearings were hardly a ratings bonanza. Less than half the Americans that were questioned said that they actually tuned in and watched any of yesterday's impeachment proceedings live. That is substantially less than those who tuned in to see the president's version of events. That's the story live from Capitol Hill. Lee Cowan, back to you.
All right, Lee, thank you very much.
Well, police in Kansas City this afternoon are trying to negotiate with a gunman who had taken 20 people hostage in an office building there. A police spokesman says one person was injured after the gunman fired shots when he entered the building. Those injuries are not believed to be life-threatening. Witnesses say the man was a former employee who recently had been fired from his job at a collection agency which was headquartered in the building. A worker told a television station in Kansas City that the company changed its locks after the gunman was fired.
A Cedar Rapids police officer is in stable condition after he was shot in a standoff with a suspect. Captain Phil Peters went to an apartment complex to serve court papers to 31-year-old Mitchell Langle. Langle barricaded himself inside his apartment for 6 hours. Officials say he fired a shotgun and hit Captain Peters in the face and hand. The suspect is now in jail facing attempted murder charges.
Dowling High School says one of its running backs won't be playing in tonight's high school football championship game. Dowling has suspended Jeremy Smith from all extracurricular activities, and police have charged Smith with third-degree theft. Dowling says the allegations violate the school's code of conduct, and the suspension is a standard disciplinary procedure. A Des Moines police officer has been suspended for 10 days without pay for kissing another officer. Police Chief William Mulder says that Anthony Gomez kissed a female co-worker on the cheek while both were on duty. Gomez admits the kiss was wrong and has apologized to the woman. A police supervisor who witnessed the incident 2 months ago filed the original complaint.
A second man has been convicted of murder in the death of Daniel Gonzalez. Gonzalez was wounded in his Des Moines home and died 10 days later, back in March. Now, yesterday, 19-year-old Alejandro Garcia was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced